Welcome to the Four Listeners Program. Welcome aboard, everybody. Thanks for checking us out this week. On the mics this week is the Z-Man. What is up, Z?
All around the country, toast coast. People always say, what do you like most? I don't want to brag, I don't want to boast. So I just tell them I like toast. Yeah, toast.
Okay. Yay, toast.
Yay, toast.
Yay, toast. Okay, what up, everybody? I'm Spear. No Gantor this week. Gantor is MIA. He's off doing Gantor things. So joining us this week, helping us out, is Rachel. Welcome to the show, Rachel.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
It is a pleasure to have you. Z-Man.
Yo.
What do we got going on this week?
Hipster motherfucking food.
Hipster motherfucking foods.
Hipsters, what is... Just order food. It doesn't have to be artisanal. Just eat.
So we're kind of revisiting a show that we did a long time ago about, simple foods made difficult. Right?
Extremely difficult.
And it's the hipsters that are fucking doing this.
Just like, eat tater tots. Why does it have to be truffle?
You know what's
No,
funny?
they do eat tater tots, so that's the problem. It's not that they just make simple things difficult. It's that they're sort of bastardizing what the rest of us like and taking it out of what we would want to be eating and making it so pretentious. That's the problem.
That's
it's not
exactly
difficult. It's pretentious.
That's exactly right. I mean, tater tots are very simple things, Who doesn't fucking love tots?
Tots are the best.
Tots. And then it's like tots made with minced shallots or soaked in some, like, fancy-ass ketchup.
Infused with kale.
Served with a curry aioli or whatever that
right.
word is that
aioli.
no one can pronounce. Can't they just say seasoned mayonnaise?
That's right.
And not to be confused with Ariels, which are completely different.
And enjoyable.
Fortunately, they don't serve that at bars.
I wholeheartedly agree with the hipster thing. Hipsters have co-opted some of the basic, simplest things and have made it a part of the hipster subculture. How dare you, hipsters? How very dare you?
Now the hipster thing is food trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in the day, it was like, do you want a chicken sandwich? You want an egg sandwich? Do you want a fucking turkey sandwich? That was the only things they offered. Now, food trucks offer gourmet options. I was just at an event, and they had, like, what the fuck were they? They were some kind of fish taco, but it was, like, juliennes with miso soup fused. I don't know what it was.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
It was something ridiculous. Exactly. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. It was a ridiculous food truck that was offering ridiculous food, and I'm just like, can I just have chicken and lettuce on a taco? And that was not an option.
Tacos are peasant food. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Tacos are just basic. It's meat, cheese, and maybe some basic condiments. Whatever you got laying around, right?
It was the original to-go food.
Right. It's the original to-go food, and the hipsters have co-opted it into, like, trendy nonsense. Like, you got to have, like, crispy mahi on, with arugula and
some kind of cheese shavings.
But it's got to be some, like, everything's got to be artisanal. It's got to be some fancy cheese. It's not like, you can't just say it's cheddar. It's got to be some fucking cheddar from some cow that was grown up special, eating special grass so that you can get the cheese to taste special. I defy anybody.
Now you're just making me hungry. That sounds great.
But I defy you to have a palate tuned enough to know what the fucking cow was grazing on to make that cheese any different than the cheese I can buy in Acme for, like, $2 a pound.
And the funny thing is the whole point of being a hipster is that you're, like, too hip to care and you're too poor to, like, know better. But the food is, like, so much more expensive.
Do you know who's done this?
Who's done it?
Us.
We've done it.
Our people. The techie group.
We
right?
did this?
We did this.
We didn't start the fire.
We
the
started
fire was
the
always
fire.
burning since the world's been turning.
No. We did this. All of the fucking nerds and geeks out in Silicon Valley who are making money hand over fist are looking for, creative ways to spend their money. So what do? They find expensive, trendy food, and if they can't find it, they invent it. What did you say the other day? Somebody made toast?
Toast. This is how this whole thing started. I'm listening to This American Life. The episode, they were talking to this girl, and apparently she started this toast cafe out in San Francisco, and it started this toast revolution in San Francisco.
A toast revolution. Just let,
No, hold on,
let
hold on.
those
Let me
two
back
words
up, hold on.
sink in for just a second. Toast revolution. Go on.
But the whole reason they were even talking to her is because the reporter had gone to this place and he was getting toast at $4 a slice.
$4.
It's a fucking piece of bread with butter. And they're charging $4 because it's artisanal bread and it's artisanal butter with, with a nutmeg and ginseng and I don't know what the hell they're lacing this shit with. And I got to tell you, I'm looking at this picture of some buttered cinnamon and peanut butter and honey toast, and I would love to eat a piece of this. and I'd be more than happy to throw down at $4 at this.
What the fuck is that about?
But toast is the new donut. It's the new cronut. It's the new
Oh,
whatever else the new fad is for
it's
food.
fucking toast.
So Rachel, you're downtown. What's the hipster thing in the city in Philly?
Right now, I think probably my favorite place is American Sardine Bar,
What?
which
Do they sell sardines?
They do. They make their own sardines. The menu's on a chalkboard, and your server's wearing cut-off skinny jeans and a tank top or something. And more so than street parking, they have bike racks out front.
Because hipsters ride bikes. That's their thing.
Let me ask you a question, Rachel. The boards, like the chalkboards where they write up their menus.
Yeah.
How often do you see the words organic, artisanal, and fair trade? How often do you see those three terms?
Well, I mean, the words seasonal, artisan, those are good words. Those are things that you'd want to put in your mouth. I want to put those words in my mouth.
You want to put it in your mouth?
So many jokes. And I don't. If Ganthor was here, you would have been in a lot of trouble for that.
Well, I was trying to set you guys up for the joke, but
Yeah, I see. I leave those kinds of things to Ganthor. It's not the same coming from me. Whenever I make those kinds of jokes, I get mocked.
He's had one good mom joke in 2 years.
3.
I thought you said this show was about mom jokes.
Yeah, but Spear's really bad at it.
But the jokes are about my mom. I can't make mom jokes.
Oh.
The jokes are about my mom. It's not like. But did you see those words? The artisanal, fair trade, what have you. Did you see those words on the chalkboard?
Actually, I don't see those words because they have symbols for them. And so there's a little like FT for fair trade, or there's a little star by the things that are organic. There's a V by the things that are not vegetarian, but vegan. So
Oh my God, vegan's the worst. We've
I happen to agree with you on that. But sometimes, you don't want meat or dairy, and you have to have your choices.
Quick side note: I'm going to defend the vegans here for just a second. I'm going to have to do it just once, okay? I went to a vegan restaurant. Friends of mine are vegan, all right? And we went out to dinner with them. We went to a restaurant in Philadelphia called Veg, VEDG.
Veg is awesome. Veg is amazing.
Veg is amazeballs. I ate more vegetables in one sitting.
You ate more what?
More vegetables.
Vegetables.
In one sitting than I have in, the last 6 months. And it was delicious. Like, I didn't even know what I was eating. I was like, nom, nom, nom. It was awesome. So I'm going to defend the vegans for just that one thing. But
Eating vegan for one night is one thing. Because I'll eat vegan for one night. I'll have a salad. It's the same thing. But a vegan lifestyle?
Well, and I'd venture to say that your bill when you left Veg was not your pub prices.
No,
it was
certainly
probably
not.
over, $60 a person or something?
Yeah.
If you guys were drinking?
Yeah, there was
That's
some wine
right.
in there too. Yeah, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But,
It's not cheap. So
not
you
only
eat
you
like
not-
that every day. Yeah, hell, I'd be vegan if I could eat like that every day, but
So not only are you not eating any meat, you're also paying 10 times more than you would if you had meat.
This is also true. I mean, but this is what happens. The bored middle class has all this money, wants to spend it on something. So what do? They go looking for this kind of stuff to hold on to and say, "Oh, this is so awesome. Like, I just totally love this." And it could be anything from fucking toast to cupcakes to pickles to vegan restaurants. And as long as you can wrap the words organic, artisanal, fair trade, I don't even know what those 3 words or phrases mean at this point. It's like...
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's actually not hipsters' faults necessarily, but not to blame myself or anything, but marketers' faults or people, in the marketing industry, advertising industry, because if you and I look at what does it mean to be fair trade, it means being ethical. It means not trying to jack up competitors' prices so that a monopoly rolls in, or treating employees fairly and actually giving a living wage. I don't think there's anybody, or I'm hoping neither of you guys would disagree with that as a good concept. But suddenly then, it's when they take it, and I think, you use the word co-opt, or they bastardize these terms to become some sort of trend or fad, and then other lemmings just jump into this and get on the bandwagon, and suddenly everything has to be fair trade, organic, and to the point where we don't even really know if it is that. It's just a marketing ploy. It's a gimmick.
Completely agree. And you do it because you want to say, like, you're contributing to something, or you want to look smarter.
Or you want to be healthier. You want to be the kind of person that would drink kombucha, You want to be that worldly person who knows what kimchi is and enjoys spicy foods and has the acquired taste abilities. And I don't know, yeah, people want to be something better than they are.
Right, but
and I feel like it's a problem of people having, I think it's actually a problem of people just having too many choices. And so they decide to either do what's easy or seems simplest, or they go to become ironic, and suddenly it's easier to sort of knock things down a couple of pegs than it is to say, I really would just like to eat a heart-healthy, sustainable diet,
One of the foods that I kind of dig that's coming out and being trendy now is popcorn.
Where are you seeing this popcorn?
Boston, they were having a thing. It was like a listing of restaurants that are serving popcorn, and they're serving it with chocolate on it, and they're serving it with weird spices on it, and they're serving it in their ice cream, and they're serving it in this and that. I'm a big fan of popcorn making its comeback.
I don't know. Popcorn is it's another one of those things that's simple, right? And suddenly we've made it, I wouldn't say we made it difficult or complicated, but amazing by putting things on it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
People have been putting stuff on popcorn since they started popping popcorn. How the fuck is it trendy now?
I mean, I think that's the point, is that everything that's new is old, right? With sliced bread, toast. I mean, toast has been around for forever, and suddenly we're looking at it with different eyes. And I guess in that way, it's something good that hipster culture is bringing to the foodie industry. But at the same time, it's sort of like, how could you be nostalgic for something that has always been around?
Yeah, and here's the best case example of this. You want to talk about, everything old is new again, or hipsters doing something because there's irony to it, and they're bringing the irony to the trendy bit of it. When the hell did Pabst Blue Ribbon become trendy again?
Oh, PBR's been trendy for a while, as has High Life. Miller High Life is the big beer.
When did that come back?
Champagne and beers.
Yeah.
When did that come back? Why did it come back? What's amazing about that is that with the whole movement now for craft beers and trendy beers and all the shit that you get on, what's the name of that fucking app? Untapped. With all that shit, people are drinking PBR and fucking High Life?
Well, it's ironic.
It's ironic. What the fuck? I don't get that. I don't understand. It's like PBR is not good beer. It's what you drink when you want to get drunk. I mean, when you're not drinking to taste it and you just want to get fucking hammered, that's what you drink.
But it's not. It's so if you drink PBR, you're going to have to take like 8 PBRs before you're going to get drunk. 8 PBRs at $3 is still $24. Or you can drink 2 delicious $8 beers at 10% alcohol and get the same place, the same time, and you're not going to be peeing all night.
Well, see, now you're just solving the problem through different kinds of efficiencies and what have you.
Yeah, it's called math.
Yeah. Here's one of the other things that the hipsters have foisted on America: kale.
Why does people want kale? Kale is so stupid.
It's first of all, are you a kale eater, Rachel?
Yes.
So, do you enjoy
I'm
kale?
saying that with some disdain. I do. I mean, you have to prepare it well, but when you do, it's great, and it's a superfood. I don't know. I buy into the methodology.
See, now I have to punch you in the face because you said it was a superfood.
It is a superfood.
Oh,
What's wrong with that?
yeah, you bought into the propaganda, and I have to punch you in the face. It's
Well, does it help if I say I was eating kale before? No, that makes me a hipster.
yeah, you're the one who
Is it
started this
if I
shit.
say that I was eating kale before kale was cool?
So I mean, the kale thing's funny because there's braised kale, there's kale chips, there's kale salads, then there's the kale lemonade. What the fuck is that about? I mean, why would you put kale into something like lemonade?
Because it's good for you and you don't want to eat the shit. You want to drink it.
You could have had a V8.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's hipster V8.
Oh, it's hipster V8.
So you guys watch Parks
Guys-
and Rec?
A little bit.
So they did a Parks and Rec episode where they had a farmer's market, and this woman's trying to sell like lettuce, like this old lady, she's trying to sell lettuce, and all of a sudden, all this commotion goes on, and there's like, like lights and shit and smoke coming up, and they look over, and it's the char salesman, and his slogan's like "Get a chart on," and he comes out. And he comes out and they're trying to like explain like what he's trying to do. He's like, chard is disgusting. You try selling it without sexy dancers. It's impossible. It's like, hey, you like lettuce? Try this. It's worse. It tastes like kale took a dump on spinach. And so they're out there with all these like half naked women and men in booty shorts dancing around in these green like sequins kind of outfits, eating kale, and they got kale shots, and they got like. It's so hilarious. It's like kale is nasty.
It's nasty. Let me ask you this. In the history leading up to 2012, 2013, 2014, has the Brussels sprout ever been popular or considered to be tasty?
If you put it in bacon, it is.
Anything with bacon tastes good, even kale, so you can't even use that.
Well, like Brussels sprouts is like the kale of like 4 years ago. There was this huge Brussels sprouts like reinvention. Every restaurant was serving Brussels sprouts with something, and it was supposed to be this big thing. And I got to tell you, I never grew up eating Brussels sprouts, and Brussels sprouts are still one of those things I don't like, but I will eat Brussels sprouts if they're cooked well.
Nobody likes Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts was like the joke. It's like I can't get my kid to eat Brussels. I can't get anybody to eat Brussels sprouts. And now, like you said, Brussels sprouts are on every goddamn menu.
Yeah.
You didn't eat them when you went to Veg? The Brussels sprouts at Veg are amazing.
I did not eat the Brussels sprouts at Veg.
I bet you ate some Brussels sprouts.
I did not. I purposefully looked at the Brussels sprouts with disdain, and I said no because I
don't believe you.
I absolutely did. How dare you, Rachel? How dare you question? I'm maintaining my integrity here with my stance on Brussels sprouts. I am fucking not eating Brussels sprouts.
But have you guys ever seen a Brussels sprout on a plant?
Yeah, it's hilarious, isn't it?
Fucking alien.
It's like a million tiny Brussels sprouts on a...
Yeah, so I've always seen like the big gathering of them. Like
yeah, it's fucking alien looking.
I think I've seen sex toys that look like that.
I have. Jam that shit right up something.
All right, can we talk about kombucha for a second?
Yes, we can.
So I'm sorry, what is kombucha?
So kombucha is a fermented tea.
Oh. Is it like a bubble tea with like those little tapioca balls?
No.
Nope. It's like tea that they put, like the bacteria strains that you would like grow yogurt from. They put that into a big of tea, and they put in a lot of sugar so that it makes like a very, very, very low alcohol percentage. And then you just put it in the dark corner for like 2 weeks, and then poof, you have magical drink.
If you don't make this stuff right, though, you could kill somebody with it.
Great. That makes me want to try it more.
I mean, and you gotta see.
With it. I think you might make someone vomit.
You could kill somebody with it. You could could
kill somebody if you gave them too much PBR.
This is different.
A lot of PBR.
You'd have to give somebody a lot of PBR. But I mean, have you ever seen this stuff? Like while it's being cultured, there's like this gelatinous goo that sits in the tea.
Have you ever seen them make cheese? Have you ever seen them make sausage or hot dogs?
I don't want to know how they make the sausage. As long as we're on the topic of the bacterial, kombucha. Kombucha sounds like a fucking like devilish creature that haunts you in your nightmares. You know what I mean? Kombucha. But there's also kimchi.
Mm-hmm.
Kimchi is another one of those things that it's fermented cabbage, isn't it?
Yep.
Kimchi, yeah.
Two of your favorite things, right? Fermented foods and cabbage.
Yeah. How do you make cabbage worse? You let it ferment. Want to talk about smelly ass food? Cabbage in and of itself, smelly ass food. Smelly going in, smelly going out, and then you go through the process of fermenting the shit out of it. What? Don't understand.
But it's worldly, right? It's like convinces people that they know how to eat foods from other cultures. It still has tons of probiotics. It's spicy. Hipsters like spice, right? Who doesn't like spicy food?
They do. It's all about the sriracha.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love sriracha. And I love that. I feel like it was a PR moment when that sriracha factory got shut down.
Yeah.
Everyone was like stockpiling sriracha, trying to sell it like on a black market of sriracha, the black sriracha market.
Sriracha is another trendy thing, you know. It used to be Tabasco. Put a little Tabasco. You want to spice something up. Now it's sriracha everywhere. You know something has gone off the reservation when Subway is now making sandwiches with a creamy sriracha sauce.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
You know, Subway's they're making flatbreads now or something, right?
No. Flatizas.
Yeah, what's that?
I
That's
don't
not
know.
even
I don't fucking know.
Oh, that just speaks to the marketability of Hipster Foods if Subway's fucking trying to do it.
Oh shit. Where do you guys come down on farm shares? That's a hipster trendy thing nowadays.
Yeah. So we have them. They're big here in the city. They call them I don't care what the hell they call them. They call them something. PSAs? CSAs. Thank you. CSA. Yeah.
Community supported agriculture.
Yeah, and the problem with those things is you're going to get like a couple of ears of corn, you're going to get a couple heads of lettuce, you get some tomatoes and some cucumbers and carrots, but you're going to get 50 pounds of kale.
You're making that up.
No, I am not making that up. You are going to get 50 pounds of kale. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's okay because it's a superfood.
I'm gonna punch you in the
And
head.
you're gonna grind it up. You're gonna put it in your lemonade. You're gonna spike it with some bourbon barreled wine, barley wine, whatever the fuck you're drinking, and you'll enjoy it.
Ugh.
All right, what do you guys think about like hipster cocktails, like this, the cocktail, like the speakeasy type cocktail lounge that's coming back with these fancy, dare I say, artisanal cocktails?
I don't know. I don't get the things. We got one up here called like Saloon, I think it's called. It's this downstairs bar. They got like 300 bourbons and whiskeys in the bar. They got all their bartenders are wearing bow ties and like vests, and they got their sleeves all rolled up, and they got way too much facial hair, and they're muddling everything.
Yep. You know what's funny is the drink that seems to be kind of making a comeback is the old fashioned.
Oh, it's
Really?
making a huge comeback.
The
Oh,
old
yeah.
fashioned, which is dripping in irony because the name of the drink is old fashioned.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's and the ultimate trendy thing now, and I'll admit that it's clever. Are these giant ice balls?
Mm-hmm.
So that you can
Well,
keep your
it melts slower.
Well, that's it. Special artisanal hipster ice cubes now are apparently a thing too.
Yeah.
They got these like perfectly cubicle shaped ice cubes that are these beautiful things that you gotta. If you don't have that in your drink, you shouldn't even drink it.
even worse than the ice cubes are the actual. Like you ask for a glass of like bourbon on the rocks or scotch on the rocks or something like that. Put actual rocks in your glass. Have you guys heard about this?
Like granite?
Soapstone.
Soapstone.
You buy these little chunks of soapstone that you put in your freezer overnight, and then you take them out and you put them in your drink.
And it doesn't dilute your drink.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got whiskey stones in my freezer, but they're not actual stones. They're metal. It's like some kind of metal.
I don't know.
There he is. D's a hipster.
I'm a hipster.
Guys, why do hipsters like ice cubes?
Why?
Because it was water before it was cool.
That's kind of the most amazing joke ever.
What did we learn?
I learned kale sucks still.
I agree. Rachel, what did you learn about hipster foods?
I don't know. I still like them. I just hope I'm not a hipster.
No,
Everyone hates hipsters.
Why do you hate hipsters?
Well, I think it's secretly because we all like hipster things and it's aspects of ourselves that we see exaggerated in pop culture that we don't like. And so we're forced to hate them.
What?
They're the anti-pop culture.
They're not though. That's because it's this ironic subculture.
But they're trying to be the anti-pop culture and therefore
They're
becoming the
trying
pop culture.
Exactly. Yes, that. And by all trying to dress differently, they suddenly all look alike.
Yes, it's
and
like
therefore they're not different.
It's like a steampunk flannel festival with lots of hair.
Yes, which is horrible.
It is horrible. Pocket watch wearers.
Oh, see, I like the wearing antique weird steampunk. Let's go back to a different era kind of fad.
Oh, that turns you on?
Sure, if those are the words you want to use to say it.
That's your jam?
Yeah, that's what I like. Role play where someone dresses up like a Victorian man and speaks Jane Austen to me.
Oh,
That
yeah,
sounds
baby.
kinky.
Pump up that steam to 400 psi and make sure you put a lot of oil in it. Oh, yeah.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
I'm not sure that did it, but that was A for effort.
Okay, I'm just going to try to get out of this show. What did I learn? I learned that I need to punch Rachel in the face because she uses the word superfood and she likes kale and fucking green juice.
Dick.
Fucking ridiculous. So if you don't like green juice, or if you have this ridiculous obsession with kale, why don't you go ahead and let us know on the Facebook page, facebook.com/4listeners or 4listeners.com. You can check out the show on Stitcher Radio or on the iTunes. Just search for 4 Listeners. It will pop right on up. Thank you, Rachel. I promise I won't punch you in the face. That would be rude, considering that you were a lovely, lovely guest.
Well, thank you. It was fun to bitch about hipster food with you guys.
Outstanding. And we thank all of you for checking us out this week, and we hope that you will check us out again next week. Thanks a bunch, everybody.
Take a piece of bread, put it in the slot. Push down the lever and the wires get hot. I get toast! Yeah, toast!